Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we begin section 4.1 and it's on inequalities and applications. So to begin, let's just talk about what inequalities look like. So this is an example of an inequality. So inequalities, and in particular this means x is less than 2. So this should be review, but if it's not, that's okay. And then if it were this means x is greater than 2. And then if you really want, another thing you can do is you can add these little equality symbols as well. And then it would mean less than or equal to. So there's basically, there's less than or equal to, that looks like that. There's greater than or equal to, which looks like that. And those are the 4 major inequality symbols. All right. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to talk about solutions of inequalities. So to begin, let's just determine whether, let's say we have x plus 3 is less than 6. Let's say we're given this inequality and they want us to check whether x equals, so is x equals 1 a solution? If we plug in 1 for x, do we get a true statement or not? Let's check. Well, x plus 3 would be 1 plus 3. Well, what's 1 plus 3? 1 plus 3 is 4. Is 4 less than 6? Well, think about it. Does 4 come on the number line before 6? Yes. So 4 is less than 6. So in other words, yes, x equals 1 is a solution. All right. So we've looked at an inequality and we've checked whether a certain value of x is a solution to that inequality or not. Next, we'll want to look at interval notation. So interval notation takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but let's go ahead and cover the major points. So interval notation, what it does is basically we're looking at things in terms of intervals. So here's what I mean. So like let's say we have a number line. And let's take that problem from above. X plus 3 is less than 6. Let's take that inequality and let's solve it. Let's solve it just like we would for an equation. We want to get x by itself. So we're going to subtract 3 from both sides of the inequality. Not the equation, but the inequality. We subtract 3 from both sides. That gets x by itself because these cancel. And then we have x is less than 3. So the solution set is any x value less than 3. And now I'm going to draw this on the number line. We'll have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to mark off on the number line where x will be less than 3. So I put an open circle here. I put an open circle there because we do not have an equals. If we did have an equals here, I would have filled in that circle. But because it's just less than, it's a strict inequality, we just leave it open. And then x is less than 3 is what we want to shade in. So anything less than 3, or in other words, anything to the left of 3. So we're shading in this whole thing. This is our solution set. This is our interval that is a solution of this inequality. So now the next thing we want to do is write this in interval notation. Well, we want to know what this interval is, in other words. Well, when you're doing interval notation, you want to think about it in terms of what the lowest number is, and then in terms of what the highest number is. Let me show you what I mean. So in this instance, notice this line goes out forever to minus infinity. It just keeps going forever and ever without stopping. So as long as x is less than 3, it's a solution. So negative a jillion, a jillion isn't a number, but you know, a negative anything you want is a solution to the original inequality. So therefore, we can really say that the lowest value doesn't really exist. So what we say instead is that the lowest value with air quotes is negative infinity, and we use parentheses when we're not including the value, and we use, so maybe let me write that off to the side. Note, we use parentheses to not include the value, and we use brackets to include the value. So I won't write that, but yeah, we use parentheses when we're not including the value. We use brackets when we are. So x is less than 3. Notice we're not including 3. We do not have x is less than or equal to 3. We just have x is less than 3. So the lowest value is negative infinity. The highest value is like 3, but again, we're not including it, so we have a parenthesis. So this right here, what we just wrote, this is interval notation. This is another way of writing our solution set. This right here is exactly equivalent to what we have right there. X is less than 3. These two mean exactly the same thing. This is just interval notation down here. All right, so I think that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to get into some more stuff with inequalities. So I hope you like this one, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.